Okay, getting ready to play the Florida Gators, and most of you know it's a special game with the Wounded Warrior Project being the recipient of hopefully a lot of proceeds from this game. I think our uniforms that we will wear will be auctioned off and so forth, and it's a wonderful thing that we can do to help the Wounded Warriors. Those guys really deserve everything we can do for them. What they do over in Iraq and Afghanistan and around the world. So we're honored that this game was chosen, and Under Armour, our apparel company, to be commended also for sponsoring this game. And hopefully we can raise a lot of money for the Wounded Warrior Project. Okay, other than that, #1 team in the country is coming in, and they're off a very good team. Obviously, won all their games. Probably haven't won as big a scores as they were winning last year, but they won them all, and they do certainly whatever's necessary to win the game. We're certainly hoping to get in a close game with them somehow, and see if we can't make a play. Arkansas was in the game with them, obviously, had a chance. Mississippi State was actually pretty close for a while there, but they're a very good running team, and Tim Tebow, of course, has broken about all the records for quarterbacks, running, passing, total touchdowns. I think he broke Herschel Walker's record last game or so ago at most touchdowns in SEC history. So he's a force running the ball, and he's also an excellent passer. So it'll be a big challenge, but looking forward to seeing what can happen here Saturday afternoon at 3:30. And our guys are looking forward to it. Our guys' attitude is good. We had a good attitude going to the last game at Arkansas. We didn't play as well as Arkansas played. They played flawless, and we had about the same amount of yards as they did, same amount of first downs exactly, but they played a little sharper than we did, and that's how you get beat. But anyway, we're looking forward to this game and hoping and believing someday we can really put it all together, and maybe it'll happen this Saturday. Okay, any questions by anybody?
Is it still sentimental for you in any way to go up against your old team?
No, I don't think so. I think after 5 years, it's not anywhere close to where it was the first year. And really, after the first year wasn't. These are our guys. These are my guys here, and really, we're trying to find some plays that'll give us a chance to stay on the field, make some first downs. Watching that tape from last year, we really got clobbered last year down there, and we want to be competitive, and we want to give them a game here Saturday afternoon and see what happens. But that's mainly my thoughts, and really the thoughts of our coaches and players.
Coach, with the players wearing the special uniforms for Saturday, as a way to honor the Wounded Warriors, is there an extra responsibility now on the players to go out and play with full effort and give their all out on those?
Scott, I think our guys played with a lot of effort the last game. I really do. We covered kickoffs better than we have all year. We did a lot of things pretty well. Didn't score touchdowns when we had chances. Had some balls bounce off of our guys that usually don't. Had one jump ball that they came down with and we didn't. But our guys were ready to play last week, and I told them afterwards. I said, hey, I'm proud of you guys. Played hard. We weren't as proficient as we could have been, and we left some points out there. And the other team, I think they missed one field goal. Other than that, they maximized just about all their scoring chances. I think they had 5 other chances, and they got 4 touchdowns and a field goal. So our guys will be ready to play. Feel confident that will happen.
Steve, how would you compare the Florida defense they have right now with some of the best you've seen in the SEC, and specifically, what do they do to make them?
Well, we were talking about Alabama's defense and Florida's, and they're probably pretty close in all the rankings. I think they're first and second in the conference. So they got big, strong players at all positions. Charlie Strong does a super job. Charlie was here several years. back in the 90s, I guess. And Charlie's developed into an excellent defensive coordinator, one of the best in the country. They do their zone blitzes, and they disguise well, play a little man-to-man, and so forth. And we're hoping Charlie gets one of those head coaching jobs that's open right now. I see his name mentioned all the time, and he certainly is deserving. Charlie Strong deserves one of those head jobs that's coming open.
Steve, you said maybe you'll be able to put it all together. Is there one factor that's been keeping you from putting it all together this season?
Well, I don't know if one factor is the word. You know, we started this season, and I think I remember one of our local writers said the expectations weren't too high. We didn't have a proven quarterback. We really didn't have a big play wide receiver returning or running back. And there wasn't huge expectations of this team. But we haven't had some games where, well, probably the Kentucky game was one of our better games because we scored touchdowns that game, and that's why we won, instead of field goals and so forth. But when I say put it all together, the year we beat Florida here, we had 5 scoring chances, got 4 touchdowns and a field goal, and had an extra point block, and they returned it for a touchdown. But that's how we got our 30 points. And usually, to upset a team, you really have to maximize your scoring chances. We didn't do it at Alabama, didn't do it last week, and but if we can do that, you know, you'll have a chance against those teams. Arkansas had a chance against Florida, and they really didn't maximize. They had to kick a bunch of field goals down in there, so they left a few points out there. So anyway, you know, that's what you hope will happen. Now, you know, we beat Ole Miss without doing that. Our defense was sensational against Ole Miss. I think they made 1 of 13 third downs. Our offense didn't make a first down in the fourth quarter. We still win the game. So that was the way that one turned out.
Coach, you seem to be an enormous amount of miscommunication on the sidelines. What do you attribute that to?
Well, I don't think it's that much. Somebody wrote we had to call 2 timeouts in a row, and we did. We were on the 1.5, 2 yard line, and we just wanted to make sure we had a good play called, and we did. And Stephen didn't see the clock going down. He did not see it going down, and we're yelling, "Call the play, go!" He did not know it had started. So I yelled. I ran out there and called another one real fast, and then we ran the play we wanted, and we didn't execute it very well. 1 or 2 guys, and we didn't make it, so we had to end up kicking a field goal. But other than that, no, the communication hadn't been that bad. We checked off at the line several times, and it was very helpful for us. We converted a bunch of third downs last week, and when you do that, the clock runs down to 3, 2, 1. So we got most of them off. Now, our offensive line, for the first time, had the false starts last week, and that's obviously we can't say anything about the refereeing, but the rule is, and it's a judgment call. Both times, the Arkansas guy jumped first. But the rule is, from what I hear, that he can jump as long as he's not intentionally trying to pull the offensive guy offside. He can jump and get back. One time he went all the way across the line of scrimmage and came back. Another time, one of their guys went like that, and Kyle Nunn backed up a bit. So it's the judgment of the referee as if, well, he just accidentally went forward or not. And that was the interpretation that we got. So it was ruled that neither one of their guys were intentionally trying to get our guys to flinch, but they did, and we got both those penalties.